Don't forget, it ain't the first 48 with 60 minutes ago.
I'm with the king. You best not miss. Even the score now. We need to score now. Back on that wall, when you hear that call, you know it's going down. We play from beginning to ending, you know how we finish. Turn to the bank, gotta handle our business. We need the ball, so it's time to go get it. Play with your heart when you hit, make like, me feel you in. You know I'm with. You come to the bank and get out of line, we sending a blitz. Said who you with? You know I'm with. That purple and black, and when we attack, you know what it is.
You're now locked in Zone 32. 32.
Oh, hold on. Oh, where'd he go?
There he is. Oh,
Guys got one fucking job. Say the intro when the other thing ends, and he disappears.
I fucking retweeted the link and all that shit to do my due diligence and my duty. So, yeah. Apparently, StreamYard didn't like me doing that, so he's like, fuck you, buddy. You get out of here. But, anywho, enough of that bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Zone 32 podcast. We have a quartet tonight. My name is Jake. His name is Drew. His name is Will. His name is BT. Say what's up to the people.
No.
Well, that's too bad because you weren't doing that, Bills fans rallied against you to get your Twitter fucking suspended, bud. So maybe you should be nicer.
I have never in my life encountered a larger group of fucking pussies than Bills fans. All I tweeted was that Josh Allen has never won a road playoff game. That's a factually accurate statement. I don't know why there was any pushback against that. Josh Allen has played 4 road playoff games in his career, and he's never won one of them. And then I just asked Chris Sims to give Josh Allen the same criticism that he gave Lamar about throwing a catchable ball to his tight end and it being dropped. Chris Sims blamed Lamar for the throw to Mark Andrews. And so I just wanted him to keep the same energy with Josh Allen. And I did those 2 things, and you'd fucking think that I tried to start a world war. I was going to say did like another 9/11, but Bills fans are fans of 9/11 because Sean McDermott is. So, those fucking people, I'd never gotten so many death threats in my DMs. I've never had so many faceless accounts repeat the same 3 things to me over and over again and then get sad when I push back on them. So, I mean, no team deserved to lose more than the Buffalo Bills. The old saying was nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Nobody deserves the 65 years of fucking misery that they've had more than Bills fans. Just a bunch of absolute fucking losers. And that's why they're a loser franchise. They'll always be a loser franchise. Josh Allen can go have fun at the fucking Pro Bowl and go fuck yourself, Bills fans. I think I've hit the nail on the head here. With my,
actually, Josh Allen is out of the Pro Bowl because of injury.
Oh, so they're doing this shit. Oh,
quote unquote injury.
Oh,
yep.
Josh Allen,
my big toe hurts.
Josh Allen went into Arrowhead and was injured and almost beat the Chiefs. They're gonna hang the fucking banner for that too. Josh Allen finished 3rd place in MVP voting this year. They're gonna hang a fucking banner for that, probably. Fucking losers. I almost said.
We're at the point. We are at the point, by the way, that the Pro Bowl quarterbacks are Drake May and Russell Wilson.
Great representatives of the AFC. Everybody thinks. Are they even top 10 quarterbacks in the AFC?
No.
If we're on,
no. Fuck no, not even close.
No.
We're in the bottom tier.
This is like when Tyler Huntley was a fucking Pro Bowler.
That's exactly what it is.
Tyler Huntley was a Pro Bowler because people were trying to vote for Lamar, and I'm sure their names were next to each other on the fucking, voting sheet. And so people probably checked off the wrong box. That's how Tyler Huntley ended up there. And now we got Drake May and Russell Wilson. Who are the NFC quarterbacks?
Pretty sure Sam Darnold and Baker, right? And maybe one other. Not sure the third.
What was the other one?
That's fucking wild. Drake May is a Pro Bowl quarterback now. Does that go on his resume? Of like,
yep.
what?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
It's crazy because every year now, like 10 quarterbacks make it. Because the top 2 never go. Usually the Super Bowl quarterbacks are in it, so they're not. It's
The
stupid.
NFL does. You can't do a Pro Bowl mid-season for the NFL. Like, I understand why they don't do it, but that's why you get attendance at like the MLB and the NHL and the NBA All-Star Game, is because it's the middle of the year. So, Trippy just texted me, said he's here.
Yeah, I know.
know. So
Yeah,
You
no,
can't add.
we can't add. It says device is not connected.
Trippy, it says device is not connected. I don't know.
His mic and camera not connected.
So it's
Yeah.
it's probably a connection issue with
Oh, there he is.
there. You got him.
Trippy.
What up, Mike?
Yo,
What up, Trip?
There he is.
man, I was in this bitch dead, man. I woke up like, oh shit. Well, nobody couldn't call me because my shit was on sleep mode, but I'm up now.
You had to be asleep because you didn't even chime in on murdered.
Should be like that. I got up a little over an hour ago.
Trippy, you missed it. My Twitter account's suspended, so I have a new one now.
Oh shit, I did see that though.
Yeah.
Man,
Bills fans, man. Fucking,
I blame one of them soft ass Ravens fans. That's why your shit got suspended.
Nah,
Oh,
it was a Bills fan.
you think it was
Also,
a Ravens fan?
him. It's possible. I mean, he routinely tells the Ravens fans that listen to our podcast to go fuck themselves when I tell them to say what up. So
Have
hey.
I fought with a Ravens fan recently? I can't
Yeah.
recall.
It was
I ain't gonna
probably,
lie. No.
probably
To
those
be
guys
honest
this
with you,
morning.
some of these Raven fans can, go eat a dick or something. Some of these Raven fans is weird, man. Like they so weird. Like somebody told me, right? This shit was funny as shit. He said the only way the Ravens gonna win the Super Bowl if I die. Yo, these
That
Raven
That's some
fans.
retarded shit right there.
That seems a bit excessive.
Very.
Yeah. So y'all saw the message I sent to y'all though. Like some of these fans is just weird as shit. That's why I don't fuck with half of them. So, oh yeah, and by the way, did y'all see that post about ESPN? Like the Ravens donated and shit.
Yeah, it was. I fucking tweeted that as a fucking joke. I tweeted during the game. I said it was 21-10 at halftime. What the fuck?
It's Trippy's
Trippy's mic.
echoing
Oh,
out.
Jesus Christ! I was like, am I that loud normally? No. I tweeted before halftime when it was 21-10. Chiefs. I was like, it'd be fucking poetic justice if, the Chiefs or the Bills come back and like almost tie this shit up, and then Dalton Kincaid drops a 2-point conversion, and then all Chiefs fans donate $15, and then he actually dropped the fucking ball, and I quoted it with like, "Oh no, everybody should donate to Dalton Kincaid's charity to fucking lift his spirits," and then people went and actually fucking did it. Like, why are we doing that? Like, why are we giving him money?
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to say real quick. And the dude that was holding the chain up, man, yeah, man, he a fraud, man. That man happy as shit, man. That shit crazy. Like, that's why I say, bro, like, the shit was just stupid. We know how Bill fans is. Like, when whoever lose, like, that's just like, if Justin Tucker would have missed a field goal, they would have donated to his charity. But you got these dumbass Raven fans out here just doing it, want to be Monty C, Monty D. Like, that shit just stupid.
The Bills fans do it as a fuck you to the team that they beat. It's like the final, way that they can rub it in your fucking face, and you really can't go back at them and be like, "Oh, you're assholes for this," because they're giving money to charity. So it gives them like that fucking shield. And instead of doing it to be dickheads to Bills fans, Ravens fans are like, "Oh, look how great we are." We're not Bills fans. We're not a bunch of fucking racist half Canadian hicks. Like, none of us are that. So why the fuck are we doing what they do? I didn't tweet, fucking Josh Allen in a cotton field or, some like Photoshop of him as a fucking monkey. So I don't have to go donate to his charity to feel good about myself and make up for racism. Like, Josh Allen's a fucking asshole. Fuck him. Bills fans are fucking assholes.
You see the video that guy posted? The live reaction?
Yeah, so that's not the first time I've seen that guy drop the N-word with the hard ER at the end on a live stream. But like, that's I don't like generalizing fan bases usually and being like, all this fans are losers, but like 85% of Bills fans are fucking losers, and about 10% of Bills fans are just, like drunk half the time and blissfully unaware at how fucking stupid the Twitter fans make them look. Like, I genuinely feel bad for some Bills fans that they get lumped in with these racist retards, but there's no other way around it. Like, your whole fan base is just gross racist morons. I don't get why anybody wants them in the Super Bowl, why anybody feels bad for them. Like, they bring this shit on themselves. They're just fucking losers. We can talk about like toxic behavior banned. Yeah, this is just it's a fucking sad day for freedom of speech that I can't say things like Josh Allen's never won a road playoff game without getting banned on the internet.
I mean, it's not like you said he was a fucking racist for being from the middle of like the boonies in California.
He did tweet at one point in his life. He tweeted, "If it's not white, it's not right." So if I were to call Josh Allen a racist, I would have evidence to back that up. Yeah. I wouldn't really be saying anything wrong. So if I
plus the region makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I definitely could say some things. He at one point tweeted he liked touching little boys' dicks, so he's potentially a racist pedophile. Those are things that he said, So I'm just following the publicly available evidence there with those conclusions. But Josh Allen's knocked up more bartenders than he's won road playoff games. So did he knock up one?
Hey Drew, fuck that. Let's do a Zone 32 road trip to Buffalo next year. I think that'd be dope.
Yeah, I'll start fucking hitting those motherfuckers with tables.
Hey man, 3 deadly death drop. Throw their ass to the table.
The only reason I've never gone to Buffalo for a game is like I have no interest in. High school had metal bleachers, and so does fucking what are they? New Era Field now or something like that. Highmark Stadium. I don't remember what it's
called.
Highmark Stadium.
Yeah, Highmark Stadium. Like, yeah, I remember old old Foxborough Stadium. That they knocked down in 2000 had metal bleachers like that. Rensselaer Field, where UConn plays, has metal bleachers like that. BC had metal bleachers like that. Like, these are bottom of the barrel programs, and that's what the Bills look like. Again, it fits their aesthetic. Poverty fucking losers. I don't know. I feel like I just hate Bills fans more than I probably should.
Did we sign Chuck Pagano or something like that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
He has been rehired as our secondary coach.
Senior secondary advisor, Jake.
Hey Drew, don't worry. Hey
that's
Drew,
a specific job title. Cool.
Hey Drew, I'm gonna entertain you tonight, boy, with that boy G in there. I got some words for G tonight. As soon as we get off this podcast, he's crashing out again.
Will's best friend, Gavin.
Oh, that's your best friend, Will?
Gavin and Will have a lifelong blood feud. They do not like each other very much.
Bro, me and this motherfucker was going at it like 1 a.m, bro. This shit was crazy.
Well, sounds about right. He's a fucking vampire. He doesn't sleep, so that's why we were going at it with him.
Trippy, the only reason I'm not in that group is because that loser blocked me, kicked me out.
Who?
Gavin.
The vampire that you have an issue with.
Well, shit, I'm surprised he ain't kicked me out there. I said, yo, you a Rashad wannabe. I said, you a white boy Rashad Bateman. He said, I've been dressing like this before Rashad Bateman.
He's not lying. He has been dressing like a school shooter for several years before Rashad Bateman. So maybe Bateman took his style from Gavin. Oh, but I don't know if anybody saw that picture of Rashad Bateman at the concert with those fucking wild shoes on. I can't believe he left the house looking like that. And that's definitely him. I'm not going to hear otherwise that's not him. I may or may 100%. Not have updated my touchdown graphic to include that photo for him. So,
hey, Rashad Bateman, if you hearing this, yo, do me a favor, block Will and Drew, man. Let them join me, please.
Well, I'm on a new account. You can't find me. So,
not yet.
Did you follow me yet?
Yeah.
Right,
you're like one of the first 4 people that I followed.
Hey.
Yeah. You didn't follow back though, because apparently I'm not important enough. But
no, I just woke up. I got you. I'm like a little bougie with it. I got you though.
We were sitting here. We're like, we haven't heard from Trippy in 6 hours. Like, he's definitely knocked out somewhere. And then you came on and told us you were sleeping. So, do we have any other points from the Chiefs Bills game? Oh, fucking refs. It's funny to be like, oh, the refs rigged this for the Chiefs, and Bills fans had no shot. And Bills were playing, refs and Chiefs. Number one, that Josh Allen play that they called him short on. They called him short on the field. There's about 43 different angles of it, and depending on which one you watch first, You can come away with a different conclusion, which means that there's no conclusive evidence to change the spot on the field. Okay, so that's not rigged. That's not them helping the fucking Chiefs out. That's just it is what it is. Like it was called that way on the field. The tie on a possession thing when it's a defensive player and an offensive player both kind of have
Goes to the
control of the ball.
receiver. Always goes to the offensive
It
player.
has always gone to the offensive player.
Yeah.
So that's why Xavier Worthy got that catch there. Do I think that that's a dumb rule? And do I think that maybe, like you could look into it and say that, yeah, Xavier Worthy had possession of it when they hit the ground, but the Bills player, made first contact with the ball. So maybe you should have gotten the pick there. Fine. That's a rule that you can look into. But as the rule book is right now, that play always goes to the wide receiver. People, again, crying about Travis Kelce taunting. Like, when are people going to realize that he's just a fucking asshole? He always taunts and he always gets away with it. And so when you taunt him back, you always get flagged for it. So
Always.
instead of rising
I
to
mean,
the
I have a
occasion-
better idea. If you're like a Bills player, Bills fan, when he starts taunting you, catch him, take his helmet off, and beat him with his helmet like Myles
Right.
Garrett did Mason
All right,
Rudolph.
Miles.
Just do that.
You know, as an
Take the
opposing
consequences.
player, yeah, but I'm saying, like, as an opposing player that Travis Kelce is going to taunt you all game, is going to talk shit, is going to be a fucking douchebag, and he's going to get away with it. So if you're going to snap and go back at him, make it worth the 15 fucking yards. Fucking hit him. Like, make it hurt. Or shut your fucking mouth.
Make him
and
leave
just
on crutches.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're gonna lose your fucking mind, lose it all the way. Don't just fucking taunt him back. Like, you just look like a loser at that point.
Ooh, that's a good little bit of a good one.
That's accurate.
Also, Josh Allen rolls out to the fucking right every goddamn time he rolls out. Every time he does that fucking delayed QB draw shit, he takes a snap, he takes 2 steps to the right, and he runs forward. So, like, why the fuck is he slide protecting left in that situation? So I don't understand. Because you can see when he gets, up to the line there, he points to the left. He's clearly telling his guys to block to the left. He leaves 2 unblocked guys on the right-hand side, which is the only way that he fucking, rolls out anyway. And then just makes that, absolute lame duck throw over the middle that gets dropped. So, yeah, Josh Allen's a fucking clown. I'm tired of people pretending that he's good. He's not. And people are like, he's this generation's Peyton Manning. He's maybe this generation's RG3 put it best. He's this generation's Phillip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People got very offended by that, but that's what he is. Phillip Rivers.
I mean, in his day, Phillip Rivers was the top 5 quarterback among his peers. He was never Tom or Peyton or even Big Ben.
And you could even put Drew Brees in that conversation. And that, Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees are the same fucking guy. They put up great regular season numbers, and then it came to the playoffs, and they could never get past, the premier player in their division or their conference.
Except for the one time Drew Brees actually did.
Super Bowl, so.
Yeah, but that was Katrina. That was, tragedy. Tragedy.
That was 4 years after Katrina.
No, he won the same year as Katrina.
No, that was 4 years after Katrina.
Jake, it's been long enough that I can. Jake, it's long enough that I can say things like that, and people will just accept it.
That's fair, but you've got dementia, so I can't let you get away with it.
Just for narrative's sake, he won Katrina year, and that was from the NFL.
The Katrina year. They went to Chicago and lost to the Bears at Soldier Field.
Yeah, and then Zamboni just said that 13-second thing broke everybody's brain. So when I tweeted that Josh Allen's never won a road playoff game, I got so many, 13 seconds was his fault reply. I'm like, he didn't win. Who the fuck cares whose fault it was when every other quarterback loses? Bills fans are the first ones to fucking jump on the bandwagon and say, this guy lost, and it's this quarterback's fault, and this is this quarterback's record. But then, God forbid, you keep the same energy for their fucking guy. Again, it's like you committed some kind of fucking federal crime, and they lose their damn minds.
He's had 3 opportunities to right that wrong, and he failed to do so. Played like shit against the Bengals the following year. Obviously, they play the Chiefs close the next year, and Tyler Bass goes full fucking Scott Norwood. And this year, he gets fooled by Spags, throws up a fucking miracle pass where Kincaid has to come back for the ball, and then he drops it because Dalton Kincaid's a bitch too because he likes to flop as well. Didn't get the call, but he too is a bitch who learned how to flop from Josh Allen because Josh Allen's a bitch on the field. It is what it is.
And end of the day, like this, the Chiefs are destined to win 3 Super Bowls in a row. I think we've all made our stance on that pretty clear. I don't
I
particularly
like the
care if
fake
they're gonna
birds.
lose.
I like the fake birds to win
Well,
this.
okay.
I'm not rooting for it, but I think they can do it.
They can do it, but you know that it's going to come down to some situation where it's either going to be Jalen Hurts is going to have to make a throw to win the game, or Patrick Mahomes is going to have the ball in his hand to win the game. And neither one of those situations works out well for the Eagles, is really all it boils down to for me. I think Saquon Barkley is a phenomenal running back, and I think that he's going to be able to cause a lot of problems for the Chiefs, but I just don't think it's ever going to be enough to beat Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you want to talk about a guy having a horseshoe up his ass. Like, everything goes that guy's way. And when it goes his way, he makes sure that he gets points out of it. That's probably the most, like, respectable thing about the Chiefs is that when they get an opportunity, they take advantage of it. It's the one thing that I would love the Ravens to do better is that when something goes their way, they, actually put up 7 and not 3 or nothing, or they don't get, stuffed. It's just, for whatever reason, the Chiefs just have that fucking magic right now. They have, Mike Tomlin has the regular season magic, and then it transfers over to the Chiefs in the playoffs. And everything, they just win those games. They don't deserve it a lot of the times, but they end up winning. So, fucking hats off to them. Like, it is what it is.
But it could be another situation where, Philly comes out of nowhere and just puts a damper in the dynasty's, thing, like with the Patriots a couple of years, however many years ago.
That was
I
well
think
past the dynasty at that point.
I think it depends how the game is called as far as like the line of scrimmage goes. If the officiating crew allows the offensive line to kind of do whatever and get their struggle snuggles in, and the Chiefs, not the Chiefs, but the Eagles' defensive line is a non-factor, Chiefs win easy. If they can wreck the game similarly to how Zach Barrett and that Bucks D-line did, the Eagles are going to beat the shit out of the Chiefs.
Typically in the Super Bowl, they let a lot more go when it comes to holding, too. That's
Absolutely.
And so, again, you go into that game knowing that.
And just to be fair, Drew, the Patriots won in 2017 and would have won in 2018 and 2016, 2017, 2018, except Philly had that miracle kind of comeback win in the 2017 game. So they did disrupt a potential dynasty there.
Brandon Graham got a real good rush in and he got to Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was the first, 3 and 4 years they played them in 04. You're right.
Yeah. You're thinking back to the first one. Yeah.
And I was thinking that the Chiefs, they play, that the Patriots had won 2 out of 3, and then the Eagles won that last one to make it 2 out of 4, which is not a dynasty. But yeah, you're right.
Talking about the one, however, recently.
I mean, let's be real. Fuck Tom Brady. He's an asshole. This is going to be the worst called Super Bowl of all time, too. I'm not looking forward to listening to Tom Brady.
I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to listening to Tom Brady narrate
the
Super Bowl.
He is such a fucking.
I'll take him over Tony Romo. Tony Romo's fucking
but
annoying.
That's like saying that you're going to take, fucking Osama bin Laden over Hitler. Like, congratulate. Okay, it's not a winnable situation there. If I got to hear Tom Brady drone on, well, when I was in the Super Bowl, nobody cares.
Tom Brady calling the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's Tom Brady and
him and Kevin Burkhardt.
Him and Kevin Burkhardt, but like, he is an awful fucking announcer. He is so fucking bad. He has no rhythm, no timing, and I frankly don't care about when he was a player. I don't want to hear your personal anecdotes jammed in the middle of the game. It was already an ugly game against Washington. Like, that was not a good, football game by any stretch of the imagination. And just hearing his dumbass drone on in the middle of the plays made it 10 times worse. It's as bad as Tony Romo just looking for reasons to suck off Josh Allen. You're in a no-win situation there. There's no good, Buck and Aikman would be fine, but give a Super Bowl back to Kevin Harlan. I'd be down for that. I would rather watch paint dry over hearing nails scratch. Yeah, exactly, you boy.
I don't think
100%.
Kevin Harlan's ever called the Super Bowl other than the radio. He's only ever called it for Westwood One.
Yeah, he always calls it for Westwood One.
Yeah.
But let him call the TV version of the game.
They should bring in Boomer Esiason to call it.
Boomer Esiason is retired with CT. He can go fuck himself.
Or Kirk
Don't care for him
Herbstreit.
as an analyst
I
either.
like Kevin Harlan.
Oh, my dog died. Fuck you, Kirk.
I like.
Trippy, what is going
I
on with
like.
your sound?
Man, what the fuck is his name again? Kevin Harlan. Because remember that play? No, bro.
It
He is
sounds like
Houdini.
he's talking
Don't
through
worry, I know
like
what I'm gonna do. Hold on.
a paper towel tube.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Trippy, are you being held hostage somewhere? Do you need assistance?
Do we need to send a search team?
Sounds like he's like got a bag over his head and he's like being gagged and told to speak so that people don't get worried.
Can y'all hear me now?
A little
It's
bit better.
Yeah, it's better.
It's a little better.
Yeah, you know what, y'all? I'm gonna buy me a new phone next week. Fuck that. I can't take this shit no more, yo. It's just stream y'all at, bro. I can't, yo.
It sounds like you're on like a speakerphone. It sounds like you're on like a phone now, not.
Yeah, it sounds like we're in the middle of a legit phone call.
Yeah,
Like
it sounds
a jailhouse call.
That's what I was gonna say. It sounds like those.
Sounds like Adnan calling the
That's what I was
podcast.
gonna say. The guilty kid who murdered his girlfriend in Baltimore. That's what it sounds like. It's him calling the serial lady.
Or like when people call into your local radio station.
Yeah, sports talk radio.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I want to give a shout out to Jerry Coleman, man. He shut them Buffalo Bill fans up. Now Raven fans back on his dick. Shout out my man Jerry Coleman, man.
Jerry Coleman annoys me because of the whole fucking. I hate when people DM you something and then block you before you can reply. It's just one of the most irritating things that people do.
Drew, I hate that shit, bro. I hate that shit. The Commanders fan.
That's
like
what Jerry Coleman does.
Yeah,
Jerry
that's been his MO for many years.
Oh, well, I ain't got that problem with him. Me and him, we stay talking to each other, so, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
I love the pettiness of him to, fucking dance on the Bills fans' graves. But I just can't get over the fact that I forget the first time I ever interacted with him. I don't even remember. I moderately disagree with his point. And he goes, "Oh yeah, well you're stupid. Fuck you." And then sent me a clown emoji and then blocked me before I could reply. And I'm like, oh, fuck this guy. Like, the fuck's this problem? Also, he does a podcast with Adam Jones, which I don't like Adam Jones, so that's also a problem.
But then he still name searches himself, and he will unblock you and DM you again, and then block you again.
He's too fucking fast on the block. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If he was a slow old man and I could get a fuck you back or something like that, I'd be fine. But I just can't because he's he's got it down to a science. He gets in your DMs, sends something, and then fucking blocks you real quick. Bothers me. People shouldn't be that good at it.
If I see him at an Orioles game, I'm gonna tell him record a video and say "fuck Drew" real quick for me, Jeremy. Jerry.
Yeah, I'd respect it. Like I don't mind that he gets pissed off when somebody disagrees with him and talks shit back. Just like let me get my insult back to you, and then we can move on and call it a day. You want to say "fuck you," you're ugly. Fine, let me call you like a weirdly shaped person, and send a picture of his like weirdly ironed pants that we ripped apart a couple years ago, or his shirt, something like that. Like let me go back at you, and then you can block me. New subscribers watch you live. Oh, okay. Thanks, Justin. I'm not gonna touch this one.
Nice. All right, Justin Lewis, I love it.
I think that's Ray Lewis' nephew.
There you go, player.
Yeah, you got a good last name, Justin. We're happy to have you here. Is Ray Lewis hacked, by the way?
Yeah.
Anyway?
Hey, can I send out a
fucking meme coin?
Can I send out a little? Can I send out a little shot real quick? Hey, EDC. You my guy and all, man. We need you on the podcasts. I see EDC hopping on other people's podcasts and shit, and we know you listen to us all day too. And you ain't come on the podcast yet. Hop on the podcast, good brother.
If we ever have a legit football person, I want to never ask him anything football related. Just anything else.
I want to know why EDC has abandoned the New England iced coffee. Every time I see him, he's drinking Dunkin' Donuts, which is New England roots, but he drinks hot coffee now. So, like, moving south has softened him, and I'd like to know why. That would be my one and only question for him. Although last time we had a esteemed guest on, I was well behaved. Will can attest to that.
I mean, it was 3 years ago, but yeah.
Probably the only time I haven't said fuck on a podcast in a very long time.
You said wonderful.
Oh,
wonderful, yeah.
So do we want to dip into this topic right here. Thoughts on Buffalo KL's allegation that this podcast is Bush League?
Okay, so I respect. So hold on, I respected Buffalo KL because I forget what I said that got him all bent out of shape, but he waited until 5 minutes after the Ravens lost to come at me. He got like 3,000 retweets, and I was like, or 3,000 likes. I was like, all right, good on you, man. You know, like good shit. Like, so I bookmarked it and I saved it because I knew they'd lose to the Chiefs. And then I went back at him. He's like, oh, this asshole with the Bush League podcast is talking shit to me. I'm like, I'm responding to you talking shit to me, retard. So like, don't get all offended. You know, like if you're gonna don't come at the king because you're gonna miss. Like I'm ready for this. I can beat you at your own game. I'm good at this Twitter beef shit. So like, let's not get sad. And then every time somebody's like, oh, your podcast sucks. Like, okay, well, where's your podcast? It doesn't exist. So like, leave me alone. Like I had some radio.
Hey, yo, when people say that, like, when people say that, what the fuck they think we gonna cry? Like, we don't.
Yeah, like I don't care if you don't. I
don't give a fuck. Like
I make a Baltimore Ravens podcast once a week. You're a fucking Bills fan. Of course you don't like my podcast. Of course my podcast sucks to you because you're a fucking Bills fan. I don't say anything that you care about. So like, the fuck are you sad about? And then yeah, you know, so that's always the first go-to. And then it just got to the point where he was, you know, like copying what I was saying back to him. I was like, all right, this kid's a fucking loser. Like I have no time for this. Or you get the fucking Buffalo radio host Nate Geary, who, you know, I had a back and forth with him. He got all sad about something. I said, I think I called radio a dying industry. His parent company is going bankrupt. That you can buy literally the entire company Odyssey for like $200,000. Like, Nate, you're not gonna have a job in a couple of years. I hate to fucking break it to you. You're a fucking loser. Maybe go to school, get a real job. I don't know, whatever. Fine. I said all that shit to him. He got sad. He went back and he did the petty shit of retweeting my tweets where I said, like, you know, the Ravens were going to bully the Bills after we lost. So, you know, hats off to you, pal. But then you want to fucking cry like a bitch after the Bills lose. Like, take your fucking medicine. You know, don't fucking dish it out if you can't take it. That's the worst part about Bills fans is that it's all fun and games with them. They want to talk the most shit, but God forbid somebody gives it back to them. It's a problem.
Hey, Drew, I think one of your friends is here, but what? I think this question.
Why are these people always linked to me?
That's fucking great.
I'm trying not.
This is what we need Grant here for.
Pineapples.
I don't know what BDS
Pineapples.
is. Grant's our acronym guy, so you know we're gonna have to wait for an episode with Grant, and then maybe we can break down.
There are so many possibilities that we can come up with for that one.
At least I'm not being sexually harassed this time. You know, I'm good with that.
Hey, man, that could be construed as sexual harassment. I think we need this broken down from old sexual harassment panda.
Like, Raul Gallardo is not a real name. I hate to break it to you. Like, I don't know what that is, but like, you're not slick. That's like, remember Michael Vick used to.
Well, welcome to the off season.
Remember how Michael Vick used to check into hotels as Ron Mexico? You know, like this. That's Raul Gallardo. It's not a real person. I don't know who this is, but
Raul Gallardo is like the alias
Gallardo.
for like a 21-year-old who's playing U14 baseball.
Yeah, yeah. I'm 12. You know, with the fucking $20 bill attached to it. Yep, that's definitely him.
Oh, it's a Bears.
Sorry, I'm a Bears fan. I got nothing. Yeah, that's fair. You have Ben Johnson now, so at least you got a cool, cool new coach to get your fucking gay
the bell of the ball.
Yeah, everybody wanted Ben Johnson, you got him. So maybe you guys will win like 6 games this year, maybe 7. Is Will or BT going to get mauled to death by their dog?
Nope, it's sounds like it's Will because
that would be Will because he got up.
Yep, he got up.
Got up real quick. So I don't know what's going on. We're just gonna hear like loud. Oh, he muted himself. I was hoping we were gonna hear like shouting and fucking like bleeding out in the background. That'd be great.
If it was mine, I would have got up pretty quick. But the wife took our dogs to bed, so
Fair.
But
My
Do we have
my Great Dane was asleep on the bed, and he stood up, looked at the window, and saw his reflection, and started barking. And then all the other dogs started barking.
Yes, I did see the Jags' new coach with the Duval. Being a Ravens fan, do you feel like Brian Billick doesn't get enough respect for his tenure? All right, Raul, this is a wild range of questions you're asking here. You got great range as a listener here. I'll give you credit for that. But yeah, I don't know. Billick kind of got fucked, but Billick also couldn't get the offense going right, and like he was supposed to be an offensive guru. Like that's what they hired him from.
The
Minnesota?
Vikings.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the OC for Randall Cunningham and Randy Moss and Chris Carter.
Yeah, so
Well, listen, if John Harbaugh gets killed for, well, he inherited 2 Hall of Fame players. Well, Brian Billick rode those 2 Hall of Fame defensive players and had a shitty offense. And even the year that they won the Super Bowl, they had a terrible offense, other than the fact that Jamal Lewis could run the ball, for 1,000 yards
all
a
right,
game.
Raul, I'm gonna spit some real life knowledge for you here. So, like, the reason why you're buying Super Soaker dildos for your wife, and you guys are trying to practice BDSM, is that you've been together for a while. You're trying to like spice shit up, and so that's why like things got stale with you. The problem with John Harbaugh is that we're going into year 18 of him, and shit's gotten stale. The same shit keeps happening year after year. Sometimes it's his fault, sometimes it's not his fault, but the end result has been the same since 2012. And so, like, we're all kind of irritated by, 12 years in a row, we've gotten bounced out of the playoffs. We have, I don't want to get into where Lamar Jackson ranks all time as an NFL quarterback, but you have once in a lifetime talent under center in a quarterback driven league. And it's been 7 years of just disappointing endings. So that's why people are pissed off at John Harbaugh. And I'm sure if we moved on from John Harbaugh in 5 years, people will look back at the Harbaugh era and be like, "Oh man, I like John. He was a great coach." But right now, in the moment, people are kind of fed up with the same shit over and over again. That was arguably the most coherent and intelligent thing I've ever said on this podcast. I would like to credit myself for that.
John Harbaugh can't tell Mark Andrews to catch the ball. Like, I'm sick of this John Harbaugh shit. Like, he ain't going nowhere. He got 1 year left on his contract. I wish Raven fans shut the fuck up. He ain't going nowhere. Like, what the fuck?
They're extend.
Like, I hate that shit.
They're gonna extend him in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever the fuck it is.
Probably.
He's gonna get a 2 or 3 year extension. I would assume that that's gonna come with I don't know, like a succession plan or an exit plan for him. That'll just be that makes sense. He's getting to that age where he's going to be looking, or they're going to be looking to move on from him at some point. And Ravens fans just kind of have to accept that that's going to happen. I think your most common sense way of getting rid of Harbaugh was last year that you move him to the front office and promote McDonald. That didn't happen. You don't have a realistic replacement in-house. I don't think you want to go out and get a new head coach, because then that means you're getting rid of Todd Monken, and you're about to be 2 for 2 with Lamar winning MVPs with Todd Monken. So, like, you don't want to disrupt that flow and that chemistry that Lamar has with him, which means that your next head coach has to be somebody who's okay with keeping Todd on. You're probably not going to lure in a new big-time head coach saying that you have to keep Orr and Monken. So that means it's John. And I don't know how I feel about that. I get the arguments against Harbaugh. Again, it's gotten stale. Every year it's the same shit of it ends poorly. Some point in the middle of the season, you lose games that you shouldn't. The same mistakes come back to haunt us. And it's like, it's frustrating watching the same thing happen over and over again. But we're kind of at this point where, like, I hate doing if not Harbaugh, then who? But really who? Like, you've set this team up to have Monken and Orr as the coordinators, and you're not going to get a head coach in to, just accept the 2 guys that are already there. Like, you're going to have somebody who wants to come in and have their own staff under them. So I don't know.
And it seems pretty clear that they're grooming or to be the next head coach.
So
you know,
the fact that they extended Monken, I feel like that probably has to come with some kind of title increase. Like that they made it public that they're doing that. Is Monken the next guy? I don't know.
could be, but and then maybe or is like you know, because Monken is maybe
I mean,
2
I think
years
it's
younger.
possible he eventually gets a head coaching job, just because you think of Mike Zimmer. It took him a long time, but he eventually got one. It might be his only one, but it's one of the things. The older candidates typically don't get a lot of love in the coaching cycle. They want the young hotshot guru.
I just don't
not
know.
The old dude.
I don't know how ready Zach Orr is to be a head coach either. Like I don't.
That's
think
what I mean. So if they could have it's like
Monken your bridge guy.
Yeah, right.
More like a
Monken's
grooming
the bridge
plan.
because Monken say Harbaugh stays 3 more years. That'll put Harbaugh at 65. Harbaugh retires, and Monken then will be 63, 62 going on 63. He does it for a year or two, and by that time we're talking about Orr is 42, 43 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even a little bit younger, but like at that point he's been around long enough to really understand, and at that point he's probably associate head coach. You know what I mean? Like there's they obviously they don't want to do what other teams are doing, spinning their wheels, going out and getting some guy off Sean McVay's staff or from the Andy Reid tree or whatever who ends up sucking, and they gut their entire organizations. All their coaches leave. They got to start over.
I mean, this is why I always hated Grant's Ben Johnson love affair. Is that like I don't want the next head coach to be from a coaching tree, to be a known commodity. Like I don't want another McVay guy. I don't want a Shanahan guy. I don't want he's known for this system that he implemented in the NFL, because that's on tape. Everybody knows what that system is now, and defensive coordinators are playing against it. Like I want the next guy, that nobody knows about. And so that might be Monken. I don't know if you give Monken the freedom, like maybe Mark Andrews isn't on the field. Maybe he runs the ball more. Maybe it's more 6 offensive linemen, and dude is complaining about being oh, great. Malik, suck my balls. Fucking pussy. God damn. It's probably a Bills fan. Bro, try being the Lions, Jets, Browns, or Bills. Also a fucking loser franchise. It's not stale. It's just really damn hard to win. Yeah, cool. It's really fucking hard to win. We also have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, so I'd like to fucking win. Sorry. Again, I had people on my fucking dick today because I tweeted nobody wanted to see a fucking Bills and Lions Super Bowl. Like, I want to see a Ravens Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck about seeing other teams in there. Like, it's such a fucking stupid take to be like, oh, I care about these other teams winning and it's hard, so I want it for them. Like, no, fuck that. I want the Ravens to win every fucking game, every fucking Super Bowl. I want everybody to be fucking miserable watching the Ravens. Like, that's what I want. I want all 31 other fan bases to be like, fuck this team. They're too good. None of this nonsense.
And here's a comment from a normal frequent flyer. Head coach is really different because you have to look at both sides of the field. And, I mean, yes, you have to have that game management. You got to know what's going on. But
yeah, and so from a Zach Orr standpoint, like, I don't know what grasp he has of the offense. I do feel like because he's played football more recently and is more recently in like the head coach, a coaching position, like he might be a little bit more in touch with the current game than Harbaugh is. But again, how long is that going to take him to be like a, legitimately good coach? Like there's a lot more that goes into it than just X's and O's, I guess. There's the managing the personalities. There's and credit to Orr, like he had the balls to bench Marcus Williams this year. Drew don't know shit about the game. Malik, again, suck my fucking balls. You fucking clown. I have no time for stupid people today. This is the same shit that gets fed to me on Twitter over and over again. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Nobody's sitting here fucking bitching about not.
Hold up.
Send Malik a fucking link.
Malik and Raul are the same person.
Yep, it seems like it.
Malik and Raul are the same person.
It's YouTube comments.
I don't know, on StreamYard they look like different names, but
no, I'm not saying that they say the same name. They're posting the exact same comments.
And also people
Malik,
calling for
Malik
EDC
Raoul,
is job.
BDSM retard, go fuck yourself. You have no fucking idea what you're talking about. If you want to have your own podcast, feel free to start it up and you can, spread all your great knowledge about football on the airwaves. Letting Greg Roman go was a real mistake. So I want you to read these back-to-back comments. Drew don't know shit about the game. Letting Greg Roman go was the real mistake. That's the caliber of retard that disagrees with me. So I just want you to know, if you ever disagree with anything that I say publicly, you should know that you and Malik are, in lockstep. Just two fucking
This is
morons.
a bit. This is a bit. There's no way that's a real take.
Their comments
way.
are similar from Kamal Porter.
Yeah, someone's got a burner and is trolling.
Probably fucking BA. Asshole.
Minifans. It was Minifans. It was always Minifans.
Yeah, it should be smarter than that.
There were some interesting comments earlier from Kamal. Who most likely to happen first, O's World Series or Ravens Super Bowl win?
It's more likely that Josh Allen wins a road playoff game than the Orioles winning World Series.
Amen to that.
Let's be fucking real here.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, boy. The Orioles, I ain't gonna lie. I might be a great grandfather the next time the Orioles win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, you might be like, I don't even know if great grandfather soon enough. That team is just, you guys are the fucking Cincinnati Bengals of the MLB, or the Bills, or the Lions. You get a little bit of fucking success, and then it's just your franchise leaders don't know what to do with it. I mean, Mike Elias is treating it like they're the fucking Tampa Bay Rays, and you got this rich ass owner who's buying $30 million piece of paper. Spend his Drew, I'm gonna send you my cum. What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? Where do we find these fucking morons?
Oh, Jesus Christ. These comments are ugly.
Hey, man, I respect the trolling. I'm not gonna lie, I respect that.
I mean, why are you?
Somebody's bored at 11 p.m.
Now this is correct right here. Elias. What the fuck are you talking about, Drew? Elias.
What the fuck's his name, then?
Elias.
Mike Elias. Fuck off.
Fucking idiots.
I'm being sexually harassed by Malik Richardson. I fucking pronounced the guy's name differently than you. Suck my dick, too. Jesus fucking Christ.
Fucking man, commenting gonna put in your food and make you eat it.
Yeah. This is the shit that I gotta deal with.
Okay, yeah.
Drew is getting bullied in our comment section.
Oh, this is fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie.
It's unfucking believable. I lose my, capability to attack people on Twitter if I don't have an army to rally. No, all of a sudden people gonna shampoo your beard. You see the shit that I go through, Bills fans? God. I'm not sitting here recording Malik Richardson's YouTube account. Malik Richardson should be on some kind of fucking terrorist watch list. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, what
that's
the
fucking
fuck?
Great.
I'm crapping up. What is happening? Where's our chat? Fuck, man. Fucking season ends, and all of a sudden, I had a 2-hour discussion with 20-year-old kids today about Section 8 housing and where our country's going. And then I come on a fucking football in a football chat, and then I come on a fucking live stream and I gotta get sexually harassed by retards. What the fuck is going on, man? Ravens, this is why you need to win a fucking Super Bowl, so this shit doesn't happen anymore. I just both. What the fuck is going on, man?
Our YouTube comments are
someone is being an excellent troll.
Somebody text Grant and tell him that we're still on. He just texted me privately and said I'll be home in 10 minutes. I'm gonna wake you up in the middle of the night to let you know that I'm going to bed.
Hey, Brandon, come on with them questions, bro. The fuck, we still trying to get over this Bills loss, and you asking what's our thoughts on Chuck Pagano. I love the hire. Bring in I ain't gonna lie at this point. Fuck it. Bring in fucking what was that bring in Marvin Lewis too while you at it. Shit.
Jim Caldwell. Bring them all.
Yeah, Jim Caldwell. Yeah.
Bring everybody.
Bringing these guys in in advisory consulting roles or whatever the fucking I don't know what the title is, but it's great because just the experience and some of these guys have been head coaches. Get them all back. I don't give a shit. As many brains in the building as possible. I like it.
Jerry Rosberg, come back.
Oh yeah,
Take over
for sure.
special teams coach.
Jared needs to come back.
Well, no, we need to bring him back just to be the special teams coordinator because
No,
we
fuck
need a new
Jerry.
special teams
Fuck
coordinator.
Jerry Rossberg.
Can
No, we don't want him.
Fuck Chris Horton.
He can go back
Fuck
to
Chris Horton.
Okay, now I have Marty and Malik Richardson fighting over whose property I am in the fucking comments. Like, what the fuck, man? But if you want, we can both come on him together. What the fuck's going on? Jesus. Yeah, they're fighting
One
over who's
person's
gonna get
having
neither
one
one
person's
of them
having a great
I'm not
conversation
available.
with themselves.
Yeah, I'm not available. Fuck off. Stop sexually harassing me. He too. It's fucking ridiculous. Fucking Harvey Weinstein in the fucking comments here.
Our YouTube comments tonight are wild.
Motherfucker say he's gonna bathe you like a baby antelope. That's great.
Will goes, oh, we shouldn't stream to our Twitters anymore. We should just stream to fucking YouTube. And then this is the shit that.
No, we've been doing this.
That's
we're
it.
Just, we're just not doing it to any personal accounts anymore. That's all.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Drew's account gets suspended, and then magically we're more YouTube watchers, and all of a sudden it's fucking let's sexually harass Drew Day in the comments. I'm gonna bathe you like a baby. What the fuck's the matter with you? Like, get
Hey,
help.
it's your turn. How many weeks ago was it? Like a month ago, I got roasted on Facebook.
That is true. That is true.
48 hours with Diddy. No, Drew. 48 hours with Malik will be your nightmare. Jesus Christ. Yeah, is this fucking P. Diddy on a burner in jail? I mean, what the fuck's going on?
Nah, I don't even think he got time for that. I think it's one
This
of
is
your boys.
100% Bills fans' fault.
No, this is his parents' fault. Somebody didn't love him enough as a child, and so now he goes on YouTube and fucking sexually harasses grown men.
Fucking
Malik, listen, forget
this is peak off-season episode.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, there are episodes of me fucking screaming all kinds of obscenities at people in a fucking car while I'm driving, and they're far more normal than this.
Oh, absolutely.
This is fucking
This
way
is
off the rails.
This episode is
I
far
fucked you the other
off from our normal.
night. God,
Well,
Justin Lewis, you said it, bud. Knuckleheads.
knuckleheads. I
There
knew
you
some
go.
other. I knew
Justin,
some other
by the
words
way,
for that.
Justin wanted to clarify earlier that he was saying he blocked those two, so he can't see their comments.
A smart guy, Justin. You're a
Yeah.
man of culture. I honestly don't know how to use a StreamYard app, so I can't mute them. But gonna make like why are you?
I don't
driving
want to.
semi-truck,
I
dude?
want them to keep distracting you.
It's too off the wall. Like, this is the problem.
No, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm starting to think that shit corny, bro.
Yeah, this is like this is June activity.
I ain't gonna lie, it's fun. We'll talk about it, but yeah.
no.
Anyways,
We have no thoughts on the Commanders game, correct? I mean, that game sucked.
Nah.
no,
That
was
was
horrible.
Yeah.
All you
They got
Commander
that ass
fans
whooped,
was
and that was
talking
kind
about,
of not surprising.
we got this quarterback, JD5. In his first year, he got more wins than Lamar Jackson. Shut the fuck up. Lamar Jackson never got 55 points put up on him, man. That's all I gotta say.
I like Jaden Daniels. Like, he's a good player. I like his game. I like kind of his like swagger and attitude about him. You know, that he's going to go into a road NFC Championship game as a rookie and give it his best. But they're just not. The Commanders are not good. Like, they're just not ready. They overachieved, and I feel like it's
Very much so.
it was a 14-12 game at one point. Like, he kind of kept them in it early, but then it's just the Eagles roster is too talented. Pulls away, and it got fucking ugly quick. I mean, Will Shipley looked like fucking better than Saquon Barkley at the end there. Like, it's just that Eagles team was just too good for the Commanders. They were not ready for that spot. And I also feel like this is going to be I don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to be the like a media sweetheart, if he's going to be like a Josh Allen kind of guy or Justin Herbert who gets no criticism, or if he gets overly criticized. And I feel like losing an NFC Championship game that badly is going to potentially have like negative media effects for him, which I don't want to see. I just want to watch people play football. I'm kind of tired of the narratives and shit. Yeah, they have a bright future in cap space, but like they could make noise, but they were not ready to compete at that point. It was like SMU making the college football playoff this year. They weren't ready for that.
Well, and Jaden Daniels is awesome. He's going to be really good.
Yeah.
He,
As long as they don't.
I don't
fuck him
see
up.
him. I don't see him. I do not see him being one of these guys that has this season he just had, and then having a huge regression in year 2.
It all depends on what he does in the offseason because, we thought that about CJ Stroud, and then he spent all offseason going on podcasts and hanging out with the fucking bald chick that used to date Kanye and doing dumb shit like that, and then it showed up on the field. So is Jaden Daniels going to, get in the gym and get on the field and watch film and be better? Or is he going to let the star go to his head? I don't know. I don't know him personally, so I couldn't tell you. I know his mom's his agent, and his mom's like beating women away from his doorstep, which is probably a good thing. Keep him focused on football.
He seems pretty locked in. Yeah,
he does, and so I think he's got a lot of potential. Again, it's the Redskins, so I don't know what they're going to do to him, but Jesus,
Commanders.
Raul, fuck off! My God,
But
got two. Yeah, this is.
But anyways, Jaden Daniels might, like Brandon Ace just said here, he might end up being the best quarterback in the NFC because, there aren't many good quarterbacks. All the good quarterbacks are in the AFC.
Darnold, Goff, Purdy's not good. I'm just thinking of NFC, NFC East is a fucking train wreck. Jalen Hurts is not good. He very well could be. So.
And here's another good question: who do we think that are the first ones in the AFC to take down KC?
We're a Ravens podcast, so I'm going to answer the Ravens. I think that the Bengals have. Again, I hate, echoing what Bengals idiots have been saying on Twitter, but they are the last team to beat KC in the playoffs. So, Joe Burrow has beaten Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I think that there's a possibility that they could do it again. I think that an AFC North team is going to be who takes out the Chiefs.
I doubt it would be Cincinnati because by the time next season they're not going to have T. Higgins and they had Joe Mixon, who I think had a huge game when they beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, so it's that AFC North style of football that I think would give the Chiefs the most problem of that run heavy physical game. And so I think that kind of defaults to us, but
we're the team that is built to beat them.
We built our team to beat them. That's why we signed Derrick Henry.
And we did a good job of it. Except, in the first game of the year, whatever happened, but we never got to
not turn the ball over.
Yeah, right. Well, and we didn't get to see them in the playoffs. So, but as far as teams that were prepared in terms of the way the roster is built and the way that the philosophies were installed, it's the Ravens are built to beat Kansas City. It's just it's a matter of who is actually able to execute on that.
Well,
on paper, it's us.
Yeah.
And also take advantage when Mahomes inevitably throws a bad ball. He might throw you one or two. You just got to catch him.
And Zamboni here, Mahomes needs to throw 2 picks to lose a playoff game, basically.
You can't get into a possession-for-possession game with the Chiefs because every bounce goes their way. This is not me saying the NFL's rigged or anything like that. It's just that just seems to be how things have gone over Mahomes' career, is that if you get into a shootout with them, for whatever reason, Kansas City just always has luck on their side.
Well, and just to put it in perspective, how big of a fraud Buffalo was. They had every bounce go their way.
Mm-hmm.
They had 5 fumbles, basically. They had 4 of their own and 1 from Kansas City.
Yeah, Josh
bounced
Allen
right in their fucking hands.
Pull the fucking Tyler Huntley, and he got the ball back.
Yeah. So, they could have lost that game by 17 points.
They should have lost that game by 17 points.
Yeah. They easily could have. So, the people who want to talk about a call and, these calls were not nearly as egregious as people make them out to be, but they want to talk about the calls. talk about the fact that the Bills got lucky 7 times actually, right? That was the total count.
Well, yeah, because Josh Allen had 2 throws on the first drive that should have been picked off. Like,
Yeah,
there was
both
no
of
reason
them.
that they were not picked off.
Right.
Brian Cook should have had them both.
Right, we should have beat the Bills by 17 points, too. Like, the Bills are not good. The fraud team.
He just said the same thing. Yeah. No.
No, I
We
was
should have,
reading
yeah.
his comment.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we should have we should have blown them out. It should have been a 2-score game. But yeah. So even Buffalo getting lucky this playoff in these playoffs, they got by us. But then Kansas City was unlucky and still won. They didn't even need their devil magic to win.
Nope.
No, they just played their game and, ended up winning. Like, it's I want to get to the playoffs already next season. Like, I feel like next regular season is going to be useless to me.
And we have some pro Rashad Bateman comment from Brandon Ace.
I don't think he needs more targets. I think
How is he
not
proven he's a
anymore.
number 1 wide receiver for this team?
he's not a number
Look,
1 wide receiver.
Look,
He is not.
Here's what I hate
He's
about
a
the
2 or
Bateman
3.
talk. Here's what I hate about the Bateman talk now is that I feel like before the year, a lot more people were on the same side as Will and I of that this guy needs to shut the fuck up and prove that he's, worth that first-round pick and that he's who people make him out to be. And then he played well this year. He played up to his contract. He played the role we wanted him to very well. And now people are going to take it over the top. The problem is that we wanted him to be a wide receiver 1 earlier. Like earlier in his career, we didn't have Zay. We expected Zay or Bateman to step up and be that guy, and he showed that he can't be that guy. So instead of expecting Bateman to elevate to the next level, be happy with what you have with him and that he is a solid wide receiver 2, 3 kind of guy. You pair him, Zay, and some kind of sure-handed veteran, and you got a really solid wide receiver core there.
And while on that note, we got motherfucking Grant in here.
Bitch.
Well. I heard somebody has shampoo offers tonight. So what we need to do.
Multiple. Motherfucking Grant.
What up, Pert Plus?
Oh, God.
What were we talking
Grant,
about? Wide
my guy.
receivers?
Grant, Will and I were talking before. What are your thoughts on this midget offensive lineman from UNC that everybody's hyping up online?
Listen, I would look. Take my bias out of it. This dude can play, and it's like a leverage. It's a leverage thing.
No,
Like, have you watched him? He was a first-team All-American as a 5'10" guard, but the reason he didn't go to an Alabama or a Ohio State or anywhere else is because he was 5'10". But that's a prototypical take the size out of it. The dude can play football and he understands leverage and he's IQ high.
If you gave Daniel Falele his skills, that would be fucking great. You can't teach somebody to
but Daniel Falele moves like a fucking slug. Like
I'm saying that if you put the UNC
Brandon A said the guys at fullback. So they have been saying because of what he can do in so he's honestly he's obviously an All-American guard. But he's a guy that you could double up and put Patrick Ricard and him in the backfield in subsets. And he's going to be a 3rd-round pick, probably 4th round because of his size. If somebody's smart, they'll take him 2nd because he's going to be a legitimate starting right guard in football for the next probably 4 to 5 years. And that's taking bias completely out of it. He can play football.
Do you have a notebook in front of you, Will?
Yep.
Can you mark down this timestamp? Because you and I are going to want to revisit this and make fun of Grant for it in the future.
Yeah.
Please.
He's going to deny he ever said it. And then,
but what was the thing about what I tell you about Quinn Miners? That was another one. People were like, "Oh man, he's a 3rd round, 4th round guy." Whatever.
I saw Quinn Miners' picture and I was like, "This guy's the fucking perfect redneck retard to play offensive line in the NFL." I wanted him, So.
Well, when he came out to the Senior Bowl with his belly out and his jersey, you knew he was money.
That was why I wanted him.
Yeah, we all wanted him.
Yeah. Son, that guy.
That picture screams all-pro offensive lineman.
What does Civ always say?
White and racist. Honestly, they just sprung all the January 6 rioters. I feel like we should go scout them. I feel like there's got to be a guard in that mix of people who just got
A
up.
couple of them had to have been putting in some good work in the yard, right? Pumping iron.
Hey,
they've been in
just
jail.
go to the next. Hey, just go to the next FBI training, and you'll find all of them.
Well, then I don't want them to be, offensive linemen. So you've kind of killed my dreams here. Thanks, Grant.
Yeah, exactly.
Been on the podcast for 3 minutes, and you're already stomping on my future plans for the Ravens. Dick.
But let's talk about Tank, the Division III kid.
Yeah, I don't want
Thomas Perry. Have you watched him in all the workouts and stuff? He's locking up Georgia cats. Like,
again, this is like
James
Prochet porn all over again. Like,
okay, so where did Quinn Miners come? Where did Quinn Miners come from? Where did Quinn Miners come from?
High-end D2 school, right?
Where did Quinn Miners come from?
High-end D2 school, right?
No.
Was it D3 school?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't love D3 guy. I mean, I played D3 college sports. Like I'm not like disrespecting the athletes, but it's a whole different ballgame.
It is, but you have those guys that we tell the kids all the time. Like when we recruit kids all the time, we tell kids all the time, if you can play, they will find you. And there are those guys at the D3 level that they might not have the grades. They don't want to go away from home. They have their best friend is not that good, goes to a school, they go with them. And things happen. Like it's weird shit that people don't really think about that will happen with recruiting. But you have those guys and they can play.
How many D3 guys are starting in the NFL right now? 1, 2?
Probably 2. But look, so what's Shepherd? We talk about Shepherd, right? Like I went to Shepherd Division II, and people don't understand. It was 3-4 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago. But there was 7 players on NFL active rosters in the preseason, and 5 of them made the active regular season from a Division II school, a small town in West Virginia. So you don't know.
I also feel like the transfer portal being the way it is now, that not all of those kids finish. The good kids at D3 have a lot easier route to go to D1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, so the new rules with all that, they hurt high school kids more than anything, because if you have a D3 guy that shows out at Division III level and he has an immediate transfer eligibility, he can move up to a D2, D1, depending how he plays. But a high school kid, it hurts the recruitment because you only have so much money and you only have so much valuable assets to use in the recruiting market, that high school kids are going to get hurt by all of this unless they put restrictions on it, which I think they need to.
Yeah, well, I mean, let Michigan get a couple good guys, and then I'm okay with locking down NIL. That's fine. They got Bryce Underwood. Let them get a couple good wide receivers, and then that's fine.
Speaking of Michigan, I need to know more about this D tackle. Is he really top 15?
Okay, so I said last year I called Mason Graham a future Raven, and you and Will, mocked me for being childish. He's going top 5 though. Or no shot at him. There was no shot that the Ravens get him. He's
dominant. He's dominant. You did call him out.
Yeah, he's legit. I mean, he is. If he wasn't in a Wink Martindale scheme, I feel like he would be top 5 locked. But because of how Wink likes to use defensive linemen and drop them into coverage and do dumb shit with them, I don't think he showed out as much as he could have. But he is legit.
Ain't Wink back in the NFL now?
Did he actually take the Saints job?
Oh, did he? No. I think, yeah, he might have actually. Did he take it?
So I think I forget who he's linked to. But if that person gets the head coaching job, then I think
McCarthy? McCarthy's apparently they're beefing with the Saints right now.
I don't think it's McCarthy, though. I can't remember who.
McCarthy is not going into the 2025.
He's taking the year off.
He's
going to go in for next year.
So he's going to go do a fucking podcast, and everybody's going to pretend oh, yeah, Mike McCarthy was fucked over by, great GM Jerry Jones, and we should give him a job. When people forget he's just not good.
Yeah. Have you heard him talk? Zone 32 will have more viewers than Mike McCarthy on a podcast.
I don't know. I would have thought that about Bill Belichick, and then he started dating a 20-year-old, and now all of a sudden he's this, media guru. So maybe that's
Well,
what
what
Mike
got
Tomlin's gonna do. Go troll for
but that
clout.
shit was funny as fuck with him though. When he walked out of the apartment, they had him on the ring camera.
Oh yeah, it's Mike Kafka. Malik Richardson with his first good contribution to the podcast here. Yeah, it was Kafka who Wink Martindale's tied to, and that's because
Wait,
of their
hold on, like old quarterback Mike Kafka.
I think
yeah. So
so.
he was the Giants' offensive coordinator when Wink was the defensive coordinator, and so if Kafka gets the head coaching job with the Saints, then Wink's going to go be his defensive coordinator. So
Who's worse at reselecting coaches, the Cowboys or the Saints?
They're just both about as bad.
NFL is just a clusterfuck of nepotism. Like it's all about, so you get somebody to be the head coach, and then they're just bringing in buddies from old jobs that didn't work at those old jobs. It's fucking wild, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, I wonder why this coaching staff didn't work out." It's like, well, maybe because you hired a bunch of fucking retards that couldn't work somewhere else. Like you didn't get good coordinators.
And the crazy thing is some of the best coaches are the position coaches because they're the analytical ones that understand, like, okay, like, so for instance, I'll throw out like a receivers coach. He's got to be with the passing game coordinator. He's got to be with the OC. He's got to be with the quarterbacks coach. He's got to know everything that's going on. So there's nobody better to facilitate an offense than somebody like that. But they keep hiring like these over and over people without like promoting the ones that understand how to elevate the person's offense, if that makes sense.
You know how when you go to vote and it's like town registrar or something like that, and you see it's like the guy who's been the town registrar for the last 20 years, and you're like, all right, fuck it, I'll vote for that guy. You got no fucking idea what he does for his job. You're just like, oh, he's done it for a while, so he must be qualified to do it. And you just
name sounds cool.
Yeah, but that's what that's what position coaches are to a lot of people, is that they're just like, oh, this guy's been a DB coach for 30 years, so yeah, he must be good at it. But the reality is most of them aren't. And that's why, they keep hiring retreads that suck, and then their team doesn't get any better, and then they act shocked. Everyone's looking for the next Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Neither of those guys. McVay is a decent coach. Shanahan is not.
No, McVay's a great
Well, here's the thing. When Sean McVay got hired by the Rams, people thought of it as a nothing hire, just a random dude. So, I mean, really, you do want to look for the next Sean McVay. But you want the obscure hire, not the belle of the ball.
Yeah, you want the guy that everybody's like, why the fuck did you hire him? Because he's going to be the one that comes in with ideas that nobody's had before. And he's going to be the one that, sets himself apart compared to other guys. I mean, again, Grant loves Ben Johnson, but, like, Ben Johnson is going to try to run the Detroit offense with no offensive line in front of Caleb Williams, and it's not going to work.
So here's where I disagree with you. Ben Johnson's a guy that if you watch like the way that he game to game utilizes, like he's like an offensive nerd and like in a good way. And like the way that he designs offenses is like who runs plays based off of who he's playing. So that he's like, it's not just a, hey, this worked, we're going to facilitate this to the defense we're playing against. Ben Johnson literally studies them to like hurt them. And like a guy like that is like a Sean McVay type guy. Now, I don't get really high on coaches, but I mean, he's got the receiver talent. They have, the capital to use. What's their pick this year? Top 10?
Yeah, but Ryan Poles is a known retard at this point. So
yeah, like, I'm out on him. I was wrong.
So that's the problem with Ben Johnson in Chicago is going to be, yeah, you gave him. He's got a Dunze. He's got DJ Moore. I think Keenan Allen's a free agent, but I'm sure that they'll go. What Ryan Poles is going to do is going to go throw money at Chris Godwin rather than shoring up the offensive line.
But here's the thing, though. Do you think that so Ben Johnson's been the hottest, like one of the hottest, like coaching commodities in the past probably 2 years, definitely. Like last year, people wanted him. He stayed as an OC. Like, do you think that part of him agreeing to go there was have dominance over the role and like have dominance over who gets selected into his offensive schemes, whatever? Like he's going to be the one facilitating more of the offense and like the draft picks.
I mean, I think he's going to have input, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be able to go get the guys that he wants and needs. I don't trust Ryan Poles to give him the correct talent, specifically on the offensive line, to do what he wants to do. And so that's
Ryan Poles, if they don't start out at least 500 over the first 8 games of the season, I think he gets fired. Like, he's on his last string.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought he should have just gone with Eberflus. Like, that was to me, that was a no-brainer. You got lucky and fleeced the fuck out of a poverty franchise with the Panthers. But, like, the reality is that they had all this talent on the offensive side of the ball and none of the talent where it mattered.
Who did Mike just bring in Seattle?
Clint Kubiak.
Yeah.
Yes. That's smart because of what they're doing up there. And that's why Mike is like.
That's who I wanted when we ended up with Monken. I was big on the Kubiak camp. And that's going to be bad.
In the dumb shit that you're seeing on when that hiring happened with Seattle, the dumb shit you're seeing is people are like, oh, the Saints offense was this, Saints offense was that. Have you seen the Saints offense? Like, what did you expect him to do? Like, the fact that he was even middle of the pack is like impressive.
Yeah, that's kind of, but that's why like I don't like the Ben Johnson hiring. It's the same thing as that everybody loves him because of what he did with Detroit, but. I don't think that you can run a Ben Johnson offense without an elite offensive line, and the Bears don't have that.
Yes. No, I agree.
Like, Ben Johnson is the kind of guy, if I wanted somebody to just, I don't know, like, be my consultant and write me a cool playbook that I could, install on my team, like, he'd be one of my first choices. To be the guy who implements it, like, fine, but you need to have an offensive line in front of him.
Yeah, I get that.
That's where I hate the hotshot offensive guru kind of guys, is that most of the time they come from good systems and, they have good talent, and that's why their scheme works. But if you give them shit talent, then it doesn't work. So
yeah, I understand that angle.
I mean, that's why, like, I think Vrabel made the most sense for New England is that, yeah, you have Drake May, and so you're clearly, like, investing in a new quarterback. But Mike Vrabel is the kind of guy who's going to get the most out of trash talent. Like, the Patriots aren't going to have a good roster next year, but he'll get the maximum amount of wins out of it. So I'd always think that.
And he's got a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that.
We talked about that earlier.
You got fucking Russell Wilson and Drake May.
Hey, did Caleb Williams make the Pro Bowl? I just want to know.
No, but I hated Caleb Williams.
I did too, obviously.
My rookie out of the class didn't play. So.
Was McCarthy.
Yeah.
Your rookie was McCarthy, and that man played as many snaps in the regular season as I did.
I mean, he might be the next Brady Quinn.
Well, I mean, look what Darnold did in that offense. I promise you J.J. McCarthy could do the same thing. Which was my argument to you all along, is that...
Hey, Will, can yoga midgets be good in an offense?
I mean, a quarterback? I don't know about that.
Tread lightly. You can't be talking about midgets to Will, because then you're going to put him in a bad spot.
No, that's been debunked.
No, it's not been debunked. Who debunked it?
Yes, it has.
Kevin.
Midget.
I mean, everybody's a midget to you and me, but
that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that was the best part about this, is that every time Will posted a picture of me, I'm like, yeah, see, he's a fucking midget. I'm just normal sized, and then everybody bought it. So
you know what else nobody ever seems to mention? Those pictures. You're wearing fucking Timberlands.
They always wear Timberlands.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, you're already bigger than everybody, and then you wear fucking Timberlands.
So you say he's got stilts.
When I saw you at the Orioles game, I was wearing Sperry's, I think. I think I was wearing boat shoes.
True.
Yeah. Those weren't Timberlands. I was still way taller than you.
Well, I'm not saying we're the same height. I'm saying you're huge, and then you're even bigger because you're wearing fucking boots every time people see you.
I mean,
Will's at least 3 inches taller than Tom, I think.
At least.
I don't know. With or without the ponytail. I would say that they're the same size if you count Tom's ponytail.
Flags for Tom.
Yeah, multiple flags for Tom.
All right, we could probably end this thing.
Yep.
Let's do it.
We'll talk about the Super Bowl next week. Maybe we'll have Visionless Dave on.
And soon enough, we'll be getting back to Grant's big black cock lists of varying degrees. But anyway,
I've been studying.
That's right.
Grant,
The
we got
multiple.
BDSM. What does that stand for?
This year maybe we're gonna do some BDSM lists.
Oh fuck, that's too horny.
I was Grant missed the chat going off the fucking rails, but
Yep.
Somebody asked for BDSM tips, and we told them that you were the acronym guy, so that we had to wait for you to weigh in.
Yep.
Look, I'll figure something out.
That's right. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this week. We'll be back next week to discuss this, that, and the other. But meanwhile, it's time for me to die. Ah!
See ya.